which is insane. Insane.
Insane in the brain.
Oh, thank God you were thinking that too.
Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
I need work.
Good night, folks.
You are listening to your favorite podcast, Cast Uncut, with your host, Bobby Skullface.
That's a solid unit, Mac.
Oscar and J-Boy.
I call it Rock Fred.
Greg for Mercy.
Only troll for good.
The engineer, T2RX6.
The fit finish.
Meth Deluxe Bolt.
Hell Hasbro.
This podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, feel free to turn it off now. And
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cast Uncut, episode 65. I'm your host, Oscar Alonso, and this is Cast Uncut, your favorite podcast. And who tells us that? Your mom. We're so awesome. She named all her favorite vibrators after everyone on the show. Joining tonight, as always, coming from left to right on my Skype screen, he's everyone's favorite engineer, who basically is more than capable of... Well, we can blame him for creating Skynet, and then, of course, Brainiac. The one and only Mr. T2RX6, Justin.
What is going on, everybody?
Fantastic. And, of course, coming up right behind him, he's everyone's favorite knockoff Louis C.K., but not so much a watered-down version of George Carlin. If anything, he is his own man. He was the happiest bald man earlier today because the show notes are cleaned up. He is everyone's favorite Transformer, Mr. Clean, Mr. Bobby Skullface.
And I'm here, a cup of coffee in hand, and my vape juice.
Vaping for justice.
I gotta tell you real quick, okay, so I love smoking, I love it. It's like one of my favorite things ever. But I haven't bought a pack of cigarettes since August, and I've been vaping, which is like a super douchey thing to do. But I'm very self-conscious about it. I usually hide it in one hand underneath a jacket. But anyway, our listener Majid, he got me in touch with this company, Good Life Vapor, and I just wanted to give them a quick plug because they got this shit called Deadly Sin. And gentlemen, if you vape and you keep it quiet like me, but you like a good vape, Good Life Vapor, Deadly Sin, you won't regret it.
Yeah, that's probably the worst name to call a vape, Deadly Sin, because it sounds like you're probably going to commit murder after ingesting it. So
yeah,
It's sweet like Cinnabons.
And speaking of committing any sort of crime that you would require an attorney, he's Cast Uncut's very own fanboy, now a permanent fixture onto the show, the one and only Mr. Robert D.
Hello, everybody.
Fantastic. So,
Congrats.
as always, you could hit us up for some shirts, hoodies, and bumper stickers. Get a hold of us through the PM on the Shadowcast, whichever one of us are able to get a hold of you, and we'll try to hook you up the best way we can.
Awesome.
And next subject there, Bobby, you want to take it?
Yeah. So earlier this week, you guys probably saw it on Facebook or on Twitter or what have you, but our friend and co-anchor Greg for Mercy decided to leave the show for a number of reasons, but I think mainly this show, we have a lot of fun doing it, right? It's a tremendous amount of fun. It's rewarding. There's a lot of good things about it, but it is a lot of work. And I think in his life, the shit was becoming, the work scale was becoming too heavy, and the fun scale was suffering for it. So he was having to work more than he was actually enjoying doing it. And, he decided to slide away. And I think that, if that's how he felt, then I wish him the best. And we're still cool. There's definitely no bad blood. I just texted him today, as a matter of fact. And let me see what we were talking about, because we're talking about it. I don't know if anybody's seen that Mortal Kombat X voiceover YouTube video. It's kind of getting its way around, but it's pretty funny. It's with this guy that I think Oscar would really enjoy it. I'll just share it. But he's God, he impersonates Scorpion at this one point, and he's a bit feminine. This gentleman, he's just like, I love playing with Scorpio. He throws a spear and says, "Hey, you, come from here, come from there over here." It's pretty awesome. But we shared some last bit, so it's definitely all good. And I love that dude. Him and I started this shit together, with a phone call, and my wife, sitting there listening to it and my wife came up with the name Shattercast, and it's just I'm really I can't tell you I'm sad to see him go. I really am sad to see him go. But he's got it. Greg's got to do his best for Greg, just like we all have to do his best for ourselves. So he's definitely still cool. He'll definitely still be at Tfcon. So come up, shake his hand, hang out. I'm sure he'll be hanging out at the bar with us. So it's all good. But we wish him the best, and we'll miss him. And that's pretty much that.
Indeedy. Moving on, and let's talk getting greedy. Anybody get anything, Justin?
I went from one masterpiece right to another. I got the Combiner Wars Off-Road. I mean,
Oh.
Which is a chick.
That is all I got, but he actually is kind of cool, but you kind of have to.
It's a she.
Whatever it is okay with me, and it's just like every other Combiner thing.
It's the social justice warriors striking out on Transformers. I won't tolerate this for now. I am the night.
Well played, Oscar. Well played.
Justice.
But anything else, Justin?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Money bags.
I swung for the fences this time.
Yeah.
That ball came flying back, and you got a freaking concussion from it.
Way to bring it home.
Don't worry, I'm not better off either. Bobby, what'd you get this week, lover?
I got some Combiner Wars stuff myself.
Oh.
I got Dead End, Breakdown, and Air Raid.
Oh, you're so lucky.
And I got Avengers, Marvel Legends Avengers. Wait, I'm not sure.
Now wait a second.
Did I say that last week?
Someone sent me a clip of a video that is supposed to be going up, and I saw something from Combiner Wars that
correct.
It's not listed.
Correct.
Is this borrowed?
No. So shout out to John Garinger. I don't know if you guys are aware of him. He's on YouTube. He did a video recently where he did his top 5 favorite reviewers, and he had me at numero uno, which I was very, I was touched by. So I shared the video on the Skullface page, and
I see.
And he commented on it and was like, or somebody commented on it and said, "Hey man, like I don't know why this dude." Or maybe it wasn't. But anyway, regardless, somebody was like, "Are you going to be doing Leader Class Megatron?" And I was like, "No, I just can't justify a $50 purchase or something I'm not really interested in." And he commented, and he was like, "Hey man, I'd be happy to send it to you. If you throw a little love my way, and I'll be happy to send it to you." Lucky for him, I have love on tap. So I was like, sure. So he sent it in, and I did review it. That's coming up next week. And then I'm going to be forwarding it on to Oscar, and I only forwarded it on to Oscar on 2 conditions, but the second one I haven't told him about yet just because I haven't thought about it. Condition number 2, we'll start with the secret. I would like Oscar, since this guy sent it to me, I'd like Oscar to give this guy a tip of the hat too.
Of course.
And my main condition for sending this to Oscar was that he resurrect Big Dumb Toy Review to do it.
Yeah,
And
bro.
If he resurrected Big Dumb Toy Review, I told him I would just send it to him, and so he's going to, and I am going to get that into the mail very soon. But it's I don't really consider it mine. But it is not a bad toy. I will say that. I got some issues with it, but it is not a bad toy. And it's there's some clever stuff going on with it, but it's not really mine because I'm going to forward it on. I'm paying it forward for that one.
Oscar, really quick. I always wanted to ask you the editing in Big Dumb Toy Review.
It's purposely done awful.
I know that, but the question though is, it seems like it's actually probably really difficult to do. To make it that bad and out of sequence.
The first time
there's good comedic timing to it, and I assume you're sitting there like, what should I do first? Fucking throw up on the floor or put this bumper on backwards?
Well, if you watch the first one, that's like the most tame of them all, because my nephew was asleep in the other room. I didn't want to wake him up, but I kept knocking over shit in the background. And then I actually farted on camera, so that wasn't fake, that was real. It just seems sense to say shit that people normally. I wanted to say the comments that a lot of people have seen, right? And number one comment is always the same thing when you see someone review Transformers, and that goes with any reviewer from probably from P.O. to Optobotomist to whoever, any one of us. It's always like, dude, you're a grown ass man playing with toys. So if you hear me, I'm just like, 33, I'm ashamed of myself. Like everyone in my job that saw that, heard that line, they all laughed their ass off at. But there is times where it's like, oh, okay, because I don't want to be like, it's like, that's why I won't do like a Legend class figure or a deluxe, the newer ones anyway.
Because it's like you're almost done with the transformation, and then all of a sudden it fucking clips back to the beginning again.
So, like when I did the knockoff Sideswipe, I wanted to focus more on his posability. So, and by that I mean very sexual. But yeah, it's done on purpose, and yeah, it can be a bitch, but it's a lot of fun. Like with the Megatron, I already got I got the wife up in me for that one, which God bless her. I mean, Thanos bless her. Bless her soul. Bless her. Because she just looked at me with a face when I made her the question. She's like, am I still going to be tied up after the camera's off? I'm like, oh, that depends on what you want, girl. It fucking depends. So, I shouldn't have said that. We'll get it in post. But, yeah, it could be a pain sometimes because I can't make it seem too sequential. I want to, like he's almost in robot mode, ready for the head reveal, and we're back to half his body being a car. Like don't follow, like, because like a lot of people, like you guys know this, a lot of the listeners don't know this. When I get like a third party toy, about 80% of the time I won't bother with the instructions because by the time I get them, Bobby and Justin reviewed them. So I watched their review. And maybe if Justin would stop being a jerk and starting off in alt mode when they're shipped in robot mode, I would watch his more often.
We talked about.
Yeah,
I go both ways.
I'm well.
You're well aware. Is that what you're about to say?
And I transform them both ways. Yeah.
And at least Bobby goes, I start him off the way I get him in the box. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yep.
Oh, praise the Lord. Thank you, Thanos, because I was not looking forward to just seeing it like AJ in alt mode. Let's get him to robot. I was like, I'm not there. I'm not there yet, man. Quit fucking with. So, the only way I've ever learned to transform Orion was because of Justin. So,
well, I am honored, at least for that. So.
You should be, bro. You're number one. Penis. Robert, what'd you get this week?
I got Hexatron, the Continuum.
Oh, shit.
A little late to the party on that one.
And I got the...
yeah, I was holding off. I was like, he's 2 years old. Those hips. But
that is so fucked up. Get your head out of the gutter, Skullface. Come on. Let's talk about toy.
I know.
But and also I got the Stag Cleavers.
Oh,
did you get those, Bobby? Did you get those, Bobby?
I did not. I'm good. Like I think they look cool, but I just
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what about that sword.
Oh, swords. or as Sean Connery calls them, S-words.
Where'd you get your Continuum from, Robert?
An online retailer. I just got them new. And BBTS, whatever. But certainly not fucking China. I'm never doing that again. Fuck that. Swear to God, fuck you. You take a month and a half to send someone their shit, and then be like, "Oh, sorry, it's your problem." Well, I'm never buying from you again.
It's not my problem. I ship out. Fuck you. So they're
like, I
don't care about you and your toy. I make money.
Hong Kong mail department say it mailed over. JFK problem. It's the snow. I'm like, it's fucking 60 degrees out. What are you talking about? Where's my fucking figures? Anyway.
What's a figure? I send you small child. Poke hole in box. No. And then anything else, Robert?
Well, the thing I wanted to say about the Stag Cleavers is, did I send it to you, Justin? I think I sent you a pic. I sent you guys a pic. Mm-hmm. You put them back to back, and it looks like fucking Feral Rex's sword and his sword, and it's like, it's like, all right, okay, it was cool.
You
shut
your bitch mouth. You shut it right now.
It was cool with Rex because it was different. Okay, Feral Rex plays D&D. You know, but and I don't even use that. I don't, because I broke his fucking sword, one of Bobus's knives. So I went and got the gold chrome one, which is really fucking nice. I recommend that shit any day of the week. I haven't seen other people really getting it, but the G1 gold chrome sword for Feral Rex is sweet. And but so you have this big fucking like dungeon master sword that he came with, and then the stag cleavers kind of look like fucking same thing, just split in two almost. It's not the same thing, but it's like, come on, I expect more out of you guys design wise. Do something different. Right. But you know, I'm being nitpicky. It's fucking MMC, and they're amazing. You know, so I feel like a dick saying that. I have to say that because I feel that way.
The office line's ringing, but the moment he said MMC, like Dungeons and Dragons, I somehow pictured, you know, Feral Rex. Cease and desist. No. It's just I pictured Feral Rex, like, you know, purposely doing, like, you know, role play, like he gets the cloak and the cardboard star's like 5 magic. Oh no, I'm fire type. Thunderbolt. Ah! Yeah.
That's fucking. I think that's Pokemon. I think you're just playing Pokemon.
I don't know. My haul this week. I got the Combiner Wars Stunticons, and wow. I always sat there and said the ugliest mold ever made by Hasbro was the Fall of Cybertron Swindle. That thing was just gross. Okay, like you had a pathetic waist. You know, like it was like the waist is essentially it's just two ball joints that popped out of what would be a spine, and then the legs, and then that's it. You know, and transforming was basically consisted of according the legs upwards and clipping and flip the head in. Right, it's like fucking 3 steps basically. Then came Combiner Wars Breakdown. I have never seen something that I will admit. I'll say this. For a Hasbro toy, its alt mode, it hides the robot okay. Like, you know, you don't see arms dangling on the side and shit like that, you know. The accordion in, so you see the bottom of the fist, but you don't see the whole hand. You know, the head isn't just, you know, turned around like in Dead End. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's pretty well executed alt mode, but I fucking hate that robot mode. My God. It looks like a bad cosplay at a convention. And like, I forgot who posted that photo of some kid wearing a cardboard box that said Optimus Prime. But that's what it looks like. It looks like someone took like a huge FedEx box and, like, you know, painted it all white and just slapped a Decepticon stickers like, my name Breakdown. I'm going to stop the Autobots. So it's, and then of course Menasor looks fucking horrendous.
Oh, dude, I have a Menasor review coming Monday.
Oh no, dude, I got one done. It's going up tomorrow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I did. I did the Stunticons because I'm trying to get, which brings me to my next thing. I was supposed to have received Combiner Wars Air Raid, the aerial bot that came with the rest of the Stunticons. I get their names mixed up. I don't care.
Yeah, it's Air Raid.
So I'm supposed to get him today, but the guy never shipped my notes. And I was like, all right, I paid for him last Sunday. It's Thursday. I'm going to talk to eBay. I'm going to file, you know, PayPal. Jerk off. And the sad part is you're in Tampa. You're an hour away. So, you know, and I paid a little more than I'd be comfortable with, but it was the price shipped. So, and it would have been shipped priority. So, whatever. Right. I haven't gotten it yet, but I did the Stunticon video today because I had some major dental work done. So I was talking like I had a stroke most of the day. And when the swelling came down, I went ahead and I recorded it real quick. It's probably like bottom line. I'm going to say this in the video. I'm going to say it here for the hell of it because they're both going up the same day. If you were iffy about buying a Fans Project Stunticons, this is a safe alternative. But understand, you can't bitch about the Menasor because if you want a better Menasor, but if you like these Combiner War figures better than the Fans Project, which, you know, is each his own, I think this Dead End has better feet than fucking Last Chance had on the fucking Stunticon set. But if you prefer this set better than the Stunticon set and you still want a decent Menasor, then you could go ahead and buy Bold Form's fucking Motormaster.
Yeah, but you know,
Lone Wolf.
But you're gonna pay a nice little penny. That you're gonna pay the same for that Motormaster as you would the Fans Project fucking.
Almost,
diesel.
You're getting close. You know, you're getting close to it being collectively the same price.
Yep.
Is that Lone Wolf that you're referring to?
Yeah.
Is it Lone Wolf? Bold Form shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those little teeny wheels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. Like, I can't wait for this. Like, I have never, like I say in reviews sometimes, like I got frustrated, had to walk away. And sometimes I do get frustrated. And I go have a beer and then I'll come back down and get back to work. I got so mad at this thing. I left it on my table and didn't come back to it for 2 days. I couldn't even bear the fucking sight of it. And I finally got my shit back together. But like I was gonna cut all of it out and reshoot it, but no, I decided to leave it all in. And I end up getting mad at it again. It's fucking. I can't wait. I can't wait to see yours either, to be honest. But because I don't watch.
Because I do kind of praise them. You know, but I don't try to, like, not to knock on you and Justin. You and Justin do amazing jobs, but I can't do a formula like that. I can't be serious, man. I gotta fucking joke around.
Oh yeah,
it's
obviously.
Just, you know, I gotta sit there and make fun of the fucking shit. But it's like, dude, like Dead End, that Dead End figure, I love it. I think it's great.
I do too.
It's my favorite in the set.
Mine too. I think Dead End is actually. I think Dead End is the only deluxe I've ever bought that I like.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you to the Stunticons as Yule is to the Dinobots?
Yes.
So you're in on all of it?
Yeah, except I'll probably wait for Lone Wolf to go on clearance.
I hear you on that. I probably will do the same thing. And also, because tonight, or maybe tomorrow, I'm going to film my aerial bots with missing a fucking arm. I am going to basically tell you guys listening right now is if you were like me, because at the time when, you know, TFC was doing the Uranus, you know, their aerial bots, I avoided them because, like, the price tags just killed me at every chance, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because my first combiner was the Fans Project Stunticon set. You know, you guys remember that when I was like, oh, I finally completed them, you know. The limbs were appropriately priced and they looked really great. You know, they were fragile little fuckers, but whatever. So this Hasbro Superion, which I don't know if I mentioned last week, if I double dipped, my apologies, but I honestly think they did a decent job on him because
I haven't put them together yet, so I can't say.
Right. Well, I'm just saying it's based on my experience with Fall of Cybertron Barutta kits, which was that disappointing.
Right.
You know, because first off, my Menasor, motherfucker, I couldn't get that bitch to stand up on my goddamn like cardboard cutout.
Well, that's actually a sign that you're inclined to like them, Bobby. That you've held off combining anything.
Well, no, I always combine on camera for the first time because I want that moment to be captured. Like
But didn't you break that rule? You didn't break that rule recently? I thought you did with Watermaster.
No, I did it with I combined Menasor for the first time on camera. The only one I did off camera was fucking Prometheus, and that was because the connections are so tight. I couldn't do it with the camera.
Remember that. As soon as I got him properly connected, remember I was bitching at you because my fucking what's his face? Friggin' warning line kept falling off. Yeah, as soon as I got him in there, I have never separated him since that, and I'm scared to death they're going to get flimsy on me. So.
Yeah, well, I think that I think that that's the gift and the curse of it. Oh, there I went. Like the fact that it's so hard to make the connection sucks, but like once you've got it in, like that motherfucker isn't going anywhere.
Yep.
So to speak.
Giggity. So to speak.
You're not going anywhere, girl.
Yeah, this conversation's going all kinds of crazy places if I felt so inclined to edit things. Just saying.
So, up the movie news, Michael Bay joins forces with Alpha Animation. Who read this? Because I haven't had a chance to.
I read it.
Go.
I read it. And this rabbit, I don't understand it. He's joined forces with a Chinese company to, if you ask me, it's just to prevent piracy. To, hey, you know what? Let's bring the show to them. So now they have an interest in the material, and they're going to prevent anybody stealing their shit because they're there. It's their home field advantage.
Because that works so well with making toys.
Hey, but what's interesting? That's a good point. But this rabbit hole, looking at like the company, clicking the links. They fucking there's a deal with MicroMaster, right? Like to do something with Micromaster. Like Bay is going to make a really shitty movie for
Micronauts.
them.
Yeah.
Micronauts. He's gonna make a really shitty movie for them, and they're gonna make some really shitty toys, and they're gonna shit on each other. But I clicked, Wikipedia. Like, Micronauts. Oh, I don't know shit about Micronauts. I'm going on the show. I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot. Let me at least pretend I know something. And the company that did the Micronauts, they're called Megos. I found the Megos. They're fucking Megos. Micronauts are Megos.
But
it's like a holy grail. I'm like, oh, I am admin. Okay.
What are your thoughts? Like, all right. Aside from all this, though, like, what do you like? Because Kyle asked about this, so we might as well get this listener question out of the way, since it kind of pertains. What do you guys feel about expanding the cinematic universe, kind of taking the Marvel / Star Wars route?
I think that it's destined to fail. Personally, I mean,
well, critically, it probably will, but as long as it rides the back of Transformers, because it made money, you have to look at it that way.
Yeah,
if it did not make money,
I understand entirely why they're trying to do this. I just think that. In the process of it, like I don't think it's going to pan out the way they want. Like I think things like Marvel work because the stories that are being told, and I don't want to take away, like Transformers. There's various levels of people who enjoy it for different reasons. I don't think most people are going because of the story. Most people who actually enjoy it probably just like seeing the pretty things on the screen and all that stuff. And I
thought you weren't trying to insult people.
Well, no. Listen. I go to the movies and I enjoy the
but they're incredibly simple.
No. I go to the movies. I enjoy Transformers. It's a good, a popcorn flick. I can sit there, watch it. I don't have to critically think about it, or like the story's not, something that's gonna make me think about it or anything like that. So I understand it. It's a mindless movie, a summer blockbuster type thing. But I don't think it's gonna work like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because the reason that actually works is the stories and stuff.
Exactly. And the mythology and the fact that they stay fucking relatively true to it.
Yeah.
I think that Transformers Cinematic Universe is a fucking awesome idea, as long as one key word is involved.
Animated.
Reboot.
Oh, see, I meant like animated as in like taking IDW comics and turning them into those types of things.
Fantastic. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Can I just be the resident dumbass for a minute, please,
Sure.
and explain to me what do you mean by a Transformers Cinematic Universe?
Okay, so multiple films tying into one another, all taking place in the same kind of continuity.
Kind of like the Marvel films.
So you're talking about... Okay, but I mean...
So you could have a Transformers movie, then you could have like an Optimus Prime movie, you could have...
And then Dinobots, the movie.
movie. You could have...
Hey, but you don't like fucking GoBots meet Transformers.
That could happen.
That's weird.
If there's enough chance for there being an income, there's enough guys they could hire to fucking pull it off. Not that it would be good. Again, we're probably not going to get something that's critically acclaimed, and you're not going to fucking get that. If you get that with Transformers after their illustrious history, you're probably going to get hit by lightning the very next day after.
I'm okay with it not being critically acclaimed by the critics. You know what I mean? Like, right. I want it to be critically acclaimed by the fans. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Like, and even the critics, like comic book critics, like actual proper comic book critics, you know this as well as I do, Oscar. Like, they're snobby as fuck with the Eisner Awards and all. Like, they can get on their fucking high horse. And like, I love comic books. I think the comic books are a very valid form of art and all that shit. But like, it's not modern day Beethoven. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but sometimes these folks, these critics, they can get on this high horse about it, and even comic book critics have tipped their hat to More Than Meets the Eye, which is like when I have seen such a thing, I was like, holy shit! Like, that's when you're on a whole other level. Because usually, if you're not part of the big two or some super indie book,
Like
you don't
IDW,
really get
yeah.
noticed. When it's like franchise comics, like nobody's going to give Mortal Kombat comic book a tip of the hat. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't happen. But like it's the same with Transformers. But like they actually fucking were like, this is an incredible book that you're not reading. Like I think that's how the article started out. Like the best book you're not reading.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. My experience with geeks in general is they are never happy.
That's not true, dude.
And it's going to be the case with everything that comes out. There are people that think it's not true. I could point you to several videos that talk about how bad the Captain America movies are, how it's not dedicated to the character. And the thing is, go ahead.
Fans like the Marvel movies.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't, though.
A lot of
the geeks are never going to be fucking happy.
No,
like they watched it anyway.
Some of the geeks are never going to be happy, but I think the majority of comic book fans are happy with things like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The majority of comic book fans are happy with Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises, they're kind of split on the fence, and they're happy with Batman Begins. But like, it's possible. You know, like you're not going to please them all. You're absolutely right about that.
You're right, and here's a good example of that. You ready? You ready for this? Who else here is excited for Ant-Man? Raise your hands. Because I haven't seen a single friend, my friend list that a lot of them are from my comic book background. You know, getting other comic book geeks sharing that film because it's so uninteresting. Because it's not, you know. And meanwhile, it's a character that has this cult following, Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas. But yet again, it's like.
I wish they tied that into Ultron. Like they just went a whole different way with the story. But it's like they totally just. The whole, I mean, they'd have to reboot it. I mean, like the whole character is different. That kind of bothered me. But I was like, you know what? It's mindless candy. I'll enjoy it.
It's not mindless. And here's the thing. I think you'll start seeing more excitement about it after Avengers. Like Marvel's not going to push Ant-Man until they get that Avengers money. Once they got the Avengers money, then you'll start seeing all this Ant-Man shit everywhere.
But the story's different. The great thing about Ant-Man is his origin.
I'm getting the vibe now from Ant-Man that I got, and this is so fucking Transformers related, as I got when I saw trailers for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
That others got from Guardians of the Galaxy. There are a lot of people saying that's the Marvel movie that's going to flop. I believe Ant-Man is going to be the Marvel movie that's going to flop. I'm sorry. I think it is. I think it's the movie that's going to make Marvel take 2 steps back and go, whoa.
Maybe.
It's Daredevil all over again.
Like Tron 2.
But like you could do like a Transformers cinematic universe, and you could make it work. But you've gotta address it the right way. What's beautiful about Marvel is that, like, you know, yes, there are going to be some people that criticize it, but the overwhelming majority takes it serious. Like I have guys come up to me all the time. I'm sure you do too, Oscar. Like that are not into comics at all, but will come up and be like, okay, so what's the deal with Ultron? Or you know what I mean? Or like they want to know now. I was in a grocery store with a young lady, nothing mischievous, and just and she like we walked past this basket, had these huge oversized Rocket Raccoon stuffed animals, and she was like, oh, wish it was Groot, and I fucking stopped dead in my tracks, like, holy shit. This fucking young chick knows who not only does she know who Rocket is, she knows who Groot is, she knows their connection, and 2 years ago, even within the comic book community, Guardians was an obscure thing.
Yep.
Bobby finished his shopping with a massive erection in his jogging pants.
But they made this shit like a household name, and most people like. I think that the key though is reboot and then also take it seriously. Like if you have writers come on that are like, okay,
well, let me say that. Let me ask you this, because you mentioned reboot, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to say this real quick. Which kind of Transformers universe would you like to see made into a film? The one you grew up with on TV, but remember, that's bastardized because you agreed with that snob YouTuber with him saying that. Or would you rather them call Optimus Prime Convoy? Or stick to the whole...
Okay, here's my thing. Like, I don't really care about the within reason. There's some things that are going to annoy me, but that's probably just the fanboy in me. But, like, I'm not as much bent on aesthetics at this point as I am built on being true to the character. Like Optimus Prime shooting a human in his back doesn't do it for me. As a kid who looked up to Optimus Prime as a hero when he was a child, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't do it for me. Like, I think that the Bay movies overall, like the Bayverse, doesn't care about a lot of things that I care about. Like, as far as continuity, as far as the characters, the transforming characters being the characters who have the arcs and a story and stuff like that.
Right, they were just reimagined to be bloodthirsty psychopaths, which I agree with.
Right, or like exactly, or just like like every single Transformer. I think I'd have to give maybe a little bit more thought, but I'm pretty confident in saying that every single Transformer pretty much starts the same and ends the same in every Transformer movie. Like none of them, none of them have these like overwhelming character arcs where you dive into who they are and what makes them tick and why this is, why that is. Like, I just wanted to be. I wanted to have some depth, and I wanted to be focused on the Transformers themselves, and I want the Transformers to be relatively true to their fictional past.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's American or Japanese? Remember, when it was brought here, they were bastardized.
Yeah,
that's why I asked.
But they had no character. They had no character.
And they were given that character here.
Right. So,
but that also goes alongside that kid's statement in his video that they were bastardized.
Which I see his point, but like what I'm saying when I say character, I mean the character that was developed, not just the physical toy, like the character that was developed.
It's not just about the toys, exactly. It's about the story that we grew up with. So I don't give a fuck where it came from.
So like the Prime, in the G1 cartoon, he's got some differences from the Prime in Transformers Prime, and he's got some differences from the Prime in IDW, but they're not as huge as the differences, in the Bayverse. Like the bloodthirsty Prime.
Is a different spirit.
Yeah, and like that's what I like.
I'm gonna eat Energon and wash it down with human blood.
Exactly.
But like he's a fucking bum. He's like hiding in a garage like a skell, and he like freaks out and busts out and threatens to murder everyone.
But I don't think that we'll see a reboot as long as Bay is involved, because I think if Bay reboots it, then it's almost like him admitting fault, and I can't see him as the type of guy that would do that.
Or like just
what we can do now is merely pray to our Lord Thanos that he overlooks that happens at any cost whatsoever.
Yeah, I wish he would ruin Power Rangers or something I don't give a shit about.
Oh no, that guy who fucking made Judge Dredd went ahead and fucked Power Rangers up. I don't know if you fucking saw that short film.
I saw it, but I don't know anything about Power Rangers. So it was like
I don't either. I just know it was like, hey, it's fucking James Vanderbeek. Why are you in this?
But it was
I really hope that.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I really hope that Michael Bay does the next Batman.
Oh my God. Batman's like this murdering psychopath.
I'm gonna have to stop this guy at any chance, but first I'm gonna motorboat these titties. Alfred, how many times did I tell you not to let me see you first thing in the morning? Morning wood.
It'll be the perfect reason for Robin to be the female Robin,
Yeah,
that's just how it would work.
I can't help but stop this crime, but first we need to have sex.
Batman, I thought you said you didn't use guns.
Touch my penis. It's a meat stick. You fucking harpy.
It's a Sex Pistol, Sid Vicious. Now get with it.
And you know what's Sid Vicious? Tesla color images. They're just...
Segue.
Yeah, all right.
He's a big boy, but he looks fucking sharp. Like, I kind of want this guy now.
Oh, this Fans Toys.
Yeah, he would be on the record shelf, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm all over this.
My God.
You think the colors? This is just because it's these aren't the official colors, right? The blue.
You mean? Yeah, I would imagine they are. I would imagine they are.
Are you happy with that blue?
120 pre-order price, not bad.
see. Let me get a
Coming
little
out
bit of-
soon too.
I don't
not
think that's
crazy
the
about-
official color.
I'm not crazy about Battle Station mode, but whatevs.
Yeah,
You know-
tag that shit, Bumblebee.
With
Look,
the
I'm being
battle
a-
station type thing, like it's stupid. I'm glad it's there. I'll never use it, but it's nice that they put it in. You know?
I'm really being a nitpicky, self-entitled idiot, but I mean, I'm disappointed in his microscope mode. I mean, it's really like, oh, come on, at least fucking have some panels, do something. I mean, because it kind of just looks like he's spread eagled with his arms in the air. I feel like the G1 did a better job at it.
But how did it look in the cartoon?
Like he was spread eagled with his arms in the air.
Well, I mean, so like. so I mean, like, I don't know, like I wouldn't want them to really reinvent the wheel on that. Now it does. The more I do look at these G1, reference pictures, like it does look like they got the blue off. Like
it should be like teal, right?
Well, it's teal in the toy, but it's like a really like dark bluish gray almost in the cartoon, from what I can see.
2 versions. On it now, 2 versions.
Yeah.
I got the dark blue. I got both. I'm hardcore.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That said, I think it looks awesome. And Oscar, I think if you are not instantly excited about anything that says Fans Toys at this point in time, then you're doing something wrong. So.
Yeah, Fans Toys is my number one.
I have moved from the Fans Project to the Fans Toys.
It does look like there could have been a better way to fold up those arms for microscope mode. Like if
just look at his crotch. Look at his crotch.
Yeah, I'm giving it to you now. Okay, wait. If the blue in the forearm sat alongside the chest when it was done, I think that would have been better, as opposed to it standing straight up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the position of the actual scope is the problem here. I mean, you'd have to somehow elongate like the torso for the like microscope train.
Otherwise, you're saying the bar would be like awkward. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's very specifically that way.
I know, but I mean, it looks like he's wearing like black underwear, and he's just like he's a microscope with black underwear. It's just he's like an
But that's how it looked, though.
I know. Yeah, Paul, I'm sorry.
You can't get mad at Fans Toys for that.
I know I'm not. I love it.
Swoop in his dinosaur mode kind of looked like he's taking a shit, and that's kind of how he looks in Fans Toys too. So, just saying.
He kind of looked like he had legs on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now for this next one, as we predicted, and I think Greg might have been the first to say it, but here come the proper MMC Overlord designs coming out, and holy moly, this fucking thing looks badass to me. Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, this, I think the day after we talked about this on the show, I was like, I think it's coming because of the way that they've teased stuff before, and something has come from what's been teased.
Right.
And, in this case, as soon as we saw the Hexatron version of him, and then, these pictures, it's just, everything I can see I want from an Overlord, so...
Just so detailed, so much line work.
And the thing is that MMC, I have Voss on the way. Voss is en route to me. But MMC, I know, their smaller figures is kind of a sketchy history with me. But their big figures, pardon me, they have that shit down pat. So I really don't think this thing can lose.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Wait, you're saying when you are saying smaller figures in MMC, who are you unhappy with? Ah! You can't say that ever again.
I know. I'm just gonna call it the third party RC.
Okay.
You know, I
Listen, they did a brilliant job naming it. They just
yeah, it was a great
may have
name.
missed out on the
Name.
transformation.
It's a beautiful name, Robert. Beautiful.
Did I tell you guys? Did I tell you the story behind that? I just told my wife about the name, that it's like a springtime flower, and it's highly toxic, and you know, that's why I like it a lot. And you know, even in some Asian countries, to send somebody a basket of azaleas is a death threat. And I think that's why they picked the name. But then after she got after she got comfortable with the name, I was like, oh, by the way, it's third party RC. She's like, fuck you.
Yeah. But I think this thing looks fucking incredible. I love the facial expression. I think that's something that MMC really does nail down. Is giving these things character. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait for this. And like they've showed, like, if you follow along, you know, and all the rumors and all that nonsense, they've had like so many like schematics looking at drawings, and they all look like they're all pointing in one direction, which is fucking awesomeness.
Yep.
IMO. Now the things that aren't as clear to tell. X-transbots Cyclonus. Looks good.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is that like so much of X-transbots for me hedges on how Apollyon turns out, because so much of X-transbots has been so spotty. Like one time it's good, and the next time it's just garbage. You know. So you know, this is like, it looks good. It doesn't look bad at all, but it's X-transbots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, this is becoming par for the course with them, is that everything looks good. Now, I haven't seen any of these Apollyon reviews, but, you know, like I've been reading the scuttlebutt, and people seem to have you know, and then I read X-transbots put out there, we're going to make some changes post.
No, but the post was here, make these changes. Here's a fucking saw and a razor blade and some glue.
No. That was not them. That was somebody saying, this is how you would fix it. I'm like, well, that's pointless because it's a test shot. That's not X-transbot saying that. That's somebody else who's trying to crimp on my channel, you know, going like, oh, this is how you fix it.
Is it really a test shot if the box is done and there's a million of them made, and they're showing you that they're made?
Robert, yes, are you in a warp zone right now?
Whoa! I'm on the lost slide.
Robert just jumped down into one of those Super Mario pipes.
Well, I'm out. I'm actually just, I gotta walk outside for a second, so just let me know, guys, if it gets a little crazy.
Gotcha. Anyway, go ahead, Justin.
I forget what Robert said. What did he say? Oh, the parts, if they're cats. Yeah, I do think that it's still, they still have the chance, because all they have to do is cast certain parts, again, that they need to fix, like fix some tolerances, so, you know, you catch it now, because the thing is, I don't think they're dumb. I think they realize that, like, if they screw this up, nobody's going to give them the time of day ever again. So I really feel like that, you know, this is going to be way better than, you know, it should be as good as we want it to be. So, yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
I really hope it sucks. Some dark side of me, I want it to really suck. I want it to be a Chronos too. I just want to see the fandom erupt in rage.
Yeah.
Oh, for one can only.
But this Cyclonus, I mean, it's just looks like, you know, they've got an awful lot going on design wise. So what's going on design wise with X-transbots? We got Beachcomber, Apollon's, you know, probably a couple weeks away. We got Scourge, Cyclonus, Wind Charger, Tailgate, same old, so we'll just give them one. That's 5. And then, is there more?
Did you mention, oh my God, Dune, oh God, what's his name? The Dune Buggy.
Beachcomber, yeah. So that's 5 molds being worked on at one time. And my only concern with that, they all look good. They're all MP scaled. Everything's right up my alley. Is that maybe we should back her down to 1 at a time?
Yeah. You know, and like, it sucks that my qualifier for a lot of it is but it's X-transbots. You know, like that's the only. Like I can't say anything other than but it's X-transbots when I'm trying to describe my feelings for everything.
And I don't
turn a phrase in appropriate. Jack of all trades and master of none.
That's one of my favorites too.
Sure.
But I think that, like, I don't know. I'm concerned that they're biting off more than they can chew. Like, oh my God, did I really just do that?
You did.
But anyway, I just think that maybe that they're taking on too much. You know, I want to see them really nail something down, because Crank is okay, Stax is okay, Ollie is far from fucking okay, and you know, Apollyon.
Yeah, Stax was not all that okay. I mean, he was more easily broken than Crank was, whatever his name was.
I didn't have any breaking issues with mine.
Yeah, mine did.
Oh, that's right. I remember yours did.
Yeah, the blue just broke so quick and easy. But that said, then the Haas version of him was completely fine. You know, no problems with that version. So yeah, it's just
they can pay attention to issues and go back and fix it. That's good.
Terribly sorry about that.
No worries. What are your thoughts on Cyclonus, Oscar?
Want. It depends how big he is. I mean, because I am still getting a Hasbro, because who needs a Galvatronus in their life? This guy. That's for you, Matt. We need it, man. Pre-ordered.
Do you have any X-transbots phobias regarding it?
I never owned an X-transbot, so it'd be like really weird. I never owned the Ollie. Almost did. Almost bought the turbo repaint of him, but backed out at the last second.
Way to go.
Because it kind of felt like...
I'm going to fucking send you one now.
Oh, you son of a bitch. But
ruin your life. Ruin that shelf. It's like Ollie. You have like this pristine, right? You know where I'm going with this. You have this pristine shelf. You know, everything goes. It's all... You got whatever, they're standing however they are. You walk back the next day, Ollie's fucking taking a nap.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'll just trade it for a pack of cigarettes. It's cool.
I actually have my my Ollie on my shelf, laying down on his side with one leg up and bent. Like, he can't get his arm up to like put it under his head like a Playboy model or anything, but it's close.
Draw me like one of your fembots, Rodimus. Oh,
I'm taking an Ollie right now.
Bobby actually just stood him on the shelf. That's how he ended up.
Yeah, this is just the...
Actually, I said that wrong. Willie rhymes when he talks, so waste no time. Draw me like one of your fembots would be fine. And Robin's is like, oh.
I feel like Oscar's been practicing that. I mean, that just came out way too smoothly.
Back in the day, young Oscar, when he was a teenager, had aspirations of being a rapper.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
So yeah,
I think we gotta have a solid unit remix.
Yeah.
But the Cyclonus is it looks, you know, it's checking all my boxes. There you go. But it's you know,
all we got is a headshot, right? So far?
Except the only box that's not checking it is desirable company. It's the only box.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I am currently waiting for, because you said you're getting Apollyon, right?
Yep.
All right.
I'm in.
I am currently awaiting your review on him, on whether I need that in my MP collection or not. Because yesterday I spent a good chunk of the day reorganizing my shelf. And then what I learned yesterday was, A, Prometheus is taller than Pharaoh Rex when he's at his default combined mode, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow. And then Star Saber is one head shorter than Prometheus. Yeah. And I said, you know what this shelf needs here? The shelf needs a fucking Megatron. You know? And but it's like, I don't want that Hasbro, the Takara one, because it just looks like, no. You know, I don't need a giant. So, you know, the Apollyon seems like, okay, it'll be adequate, and I could get some probably gnarly photos, but I gotta wait for reviews, man. I just can't justify ponying up $150 for something that may not be able to hold its own fucking arm up.
Yeah.
But we'll be talking about that later, I guess.
Yeah. It'd be funny if you're like, so I decided to go with the PlayStation version. All right.
It was adequate, you know, flash drive. What up?
So X-transbots continues to crowd our news with Scourge, the tracker.
Yeah, the bowling shoe. I think Robert nailed the foot up nail on the head there.
It does look like a bowling shoe, but it does look good. You know,
it does.
But this is looking good is not X-transbots' problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's being good that's their problem. You know, I don't know.
Here's my main gripe just looking at the first photo of the guy holding it in his hand, probably in a factory where they employ these young children that put it together. Is, again, we're with the multi-articulated hands.
Yep.
I have, out of all my MP figures, I never sat there and said, I want them to be able to give the finger.
Yeah.
Because that's what everyone's going to do the moment they get it. I did it with freaking, when I got those KFC hands for my MP10. I was like, I did it with freaking MMC Hexatron. But it's like, that's a lot of pointless articulation. As long as you could hold his firearm, or you could at least get a decent, give me a articulate index finger so you could, pose him and, pointing in one direction and shit. That'd be sweet, man. I don't think Megatron would give the devil horns. I don't think neither would Scourge.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think so. So there's no reason for all that. And then, again, it's like, this is prototype, so he's not going to look like a bowling shoe, but it'll probably look like a white and blue bowling shoe final.
The second picture, the alt mode picture, I want to draw your attention to three things. One, I love the line work on it. I love all the little the designs, and it almost looks like symbols and shit. I know it's not, but it almost gives that vibe. It looks like the front of it is going to be like a parts forming weapon kind of thing. And look at my man's shoes. God.
Nice loafers. I mean, my God.
It's like he's
going to hope those are Dolce & Gabbana. Right, Raul? That's right in your tracks. I feature Asian.
As soon as he puts this thing down, he's going to moonwalk right out of that fucking room.
Can you imagine when he's transforming, he's like, go!
Michael Jackson faked his death and started making third-party toys.
These are going to be great, guys. We're going to like it.
They'll never find me here.
You're ignorant. You're ignorant.
They touched my genitals, including my testicles.
And then I made him a robot.
That was in that video. Has anybody ever seen that video where he talks about being interrogated by the police? It's fantastic. He's like, they took me into a dark room, and they were very mean, and they inspected me, including my genitals. But anyway.
Meanwhile, one cop's like, I don't know about you guys, but this chick's kind of hot. And the other guy's like, Anderson, that's a guy. Whoa.
Let me say this,
we got LaToya Jackson over here.
Dirty Diana is one of my favorite songs of all time. So I'm just going to put that out there.
I like Stranger in Moscow.
Yeah, that shit's good too.
Before we move on, I want to ask a quick question. It just piqued my interest looking at the bowling shoe.
Yeah.
The different colors, right?
Yeah.
I mean, between the two, Bobby and Justin, I feel like the two of you, between paint materials, you know the answer to this. What's with the different colored plastics? Is it based on the color paint they're looking to apply, or is it just the type of plastic they're using, or something, a little bit of both?
It could either be that it is the different types of plastic, or it's just because it's a prototype, just seeing where all the parts are going to sit, and how, where each part is going to affect the visuals. There's actually there was, I don't know if it's still there now, the Aerospace Smithsonian in DC here, not the one actually in DC, the Dulles one. They actually have the Jetfire prototypes for the Hasbro toy, and it's exactly the reason, like the reds and yellows and all that stuff is so you can see in every mode, every piece to account for it and see where they sit and stuff.
Funny looking Voyager Starscream we were making fun of that while ago, Bobby. That was all green and yellow and knockoffy.
Yeah. They have that at the Air and Space Museum?
Yeah. They did. I don't know if they still do.
Because Hasbro's great, man. Hasbro is great. That's why it's because of Hasbro.
Not the DC one. The DC one's a piece of crap. Go to the Dulles one. It's way more interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Deluxe, because he would have been like, that's because it's Hasbro, man. What's up?
I love me some
They can do no wrong. We love you, Matt.
No lies. The Dulles Aerospace Museum had a pretty expensive Transformers collection there for a while.
No shit.
Like G1 Starscream, like a pristine G1 Jetfire. Yeah.
Oh.
They belonged to the curator because it was his collection. They motherfucker not touching. Here's another question: do we need LED accessories?
No, not for Scourge.
I personally don't need them in anything that I own.
Or do I? Like,
well, there's some things where it makes a little bit more sense. Like Shockwave is kind of like a nice throwback.
Yeah, I mean, now let me say, I was gonna get to that. Like, they're nice. Like, I don't hate them. Like, Shockwave, I've had it on before. Like, but typically I don't need it. But you know, there are cases where it's nice.
I like to talk to my Metroplex.
Ugh.
I love it.
Metroplex heeds the call of the last prime.
I like.
You know what? You know what? Looking at the LED picture there, though, we got some nail clippers there. Is that the tools that X-transbots people are given to work with?
That's the
rusty nail clippers.
He's clipping his toenails while he's working.
Here's a guy been made with fine, brand new tools.
They're like, fuck, man, I'm on nail clippers again. I'm always on nail clippers. Fucking Rob gets the sander. I'm over here with the fucking nail clippers every fucking day.
Shh, Dad, be quiet. Don't be like Lee, or the boss will drop off the knife in front of your desk and you'll disappear.
Man, fuck the boss. You know, he uses these things for his toes. You know that,
I
right?
can hear you complaining from my office above.
You're lucky. I have to use teeth.
I am forced to hire small children to clip my toenails with their teeth. You will learn respect. Rough out loud.
I can hear you. That shit. It's good. So I mean, at least I mean, I get that the light. I think it's a nice feature, you know, for the Magnus bit and all that. But like, yeah, I don't need it, especially for a character as kind of minor as Scourge.
Yeah.
What's the story with the Matrix?
There was an episode where he took the Matrix from Rodimus Prime, and of course, it was one of those beautiful moments when the writers kind of showcased how willing Rodimus Prime is to give it all up. I think it was called My Burden, My Giddy, and Scourge put it in himself, and it like deformed him, but made him like ultra powerful. And it's actually a really good episode. It's when Rodimus Prime's like, "Well, I should stop kind of being a bitch and just be a leader already." So. But speaking of stop being a bitch, TFCC Tarantulas.
Here we go. So here comes.
I gotta speak for my boy Matthew. And I'm gonna tell you all right now.
Here, I'll speak for Matthew too from here. You got this one.
What's up?
I said I'll speak for Matt too from here. You've got this one.
Okay. Only thing I like about this figure, I think the color scheme's rather creative.
Yeah.
It is reflective of that of Tarantulas from Beast Wars. Secondly, that face sculpt is awesome. And that's all. I hate the transformation process for this figure. I hated it when I had a Wreck-Gar. I hated it when I had a fucking the Junkion that was released for the RTS line, you know. I hated it. I think it's annoying. It's not fun. And who in their right mind would be a motorcycle where your foot is the gas canister?
That's so
Get shot in the foot, you blow up.
Tarantulas is a fucking tarantula.
Is this picture being taken under a black light?
Oh, well, see, that's another question. I was gonna say, shout out to James. James, doesn't this look like he took this picture on my mat? Like, James is always critiquing how I got dirt on my mat.
Meanwhile, in the Sculpture House,
be very quiet. He's asleep. We will take photos in his basement again. Quickly, knock over Ari.
I'm guessing he glows in the dark. This is like the bikes from Batman Forever.
No, I think they're just fucking trying to ride the perfect effect train here.
See, I think that they like I have a little bit of sympathy for these guys. I think they get a list. They get a list,
Yeah.
and they don't even get it formally. They get an email. It's forwarded, and it's like, this is what you can work with. And they sit around at a table and they go, I got nothing. What about? Fuck, man. Okay, let's just rip up some names and put them in a hat, and then we'll rip up the molds and put them in a different hat, and we'll pick one and one.
No, Steve, don't destroy the figures. We meant like we write down the molds on a piece of paper. Oh, right, okay, fun club for life.
Yeah, no, actually, to an extent, that is true. There's only certain molds that they actually can work with, and certain characters they can't do. Like, so they couldn't be like, I don't know, like say that Orion packs, and they said like we want to do a cup out of it, you know, like they might not get the okay from Hasbro because that Hasbro themselves may be like, well, we might want to do that, you know, down the road and put that out on the shelf, and Hasbro cares about that way more than they care about, you know, the sales of the Collectors Club.
Right. Well, like with some of these, like I kind of appreciate the effort they do in making these because Tarantulas during, you know, when he got his Beast Machine upgrade, whatever, right? When he was Transmetal, he was one of his secondary Ultimos was like a very fast, like dirt sports, like a rally car. So you know, the closest thing you get to that is motorcycle mold. You know, so I mean, I give him a little credit.
And like, if I want to take this a step further and reach a little bit, and I'm not justifying this thing. There's no fucking way I would buy this. Listen. Before anybody gets it confused, I wouldn't buy this shit with your money. There is a motorcycle called a Tarantula. Like, it's like an older style, like motorcycle. It's like a badass motorcycle. It's like something you would have imagine Wolverine to drive. It doesn't look much like this, but it doesn't look too terribly different either. So there's that. I don't know anything about this character other than he's from, you know, one of the Beast-ish things. Why does he have Lost on his license plate?
Oh, I guess in the show they were dropped off and they were basically stranded on Earth. So that's the only thing I could come up with, unless there's like an insert in the short comic book, the limited run on the comics that they did with Dreamwave or whatever. But I don't know why they would put Lost on his driver's license plate. So I don't know why that is. But
it may not be legit. Wait, because like the Weibo picture, the guy's name is Lost. Like the guy's name is at Lost-ZZL, so it may just be like some whole.
Yeah, it's probably like it's probably designed.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, he's just hiding it within the picture.
Yeah, disregard.
Yeah. So speaking of bullshit, TFCC Nova Prime.
For those who haven't already thrown up.
If you want to see the milking of a figure to no avail, first off, you can't. This is what, like, I find it ironically funny about Hasbro, because you remember you watched the cartoons and you bought the G1 toys. So you have Optimus Prime, who's like what, like 5 inches tall, right? You ever take the G1 figure, Justin? You got like 20. Like okay, so. And then you went ahead and you bought a G1 Blaster. That motherfucker's like 10 inches tall. You know, he's huge. So it's like the scaling was off, but it's like you're at a point now where it's like, hey, Fun Pub, you know, you could probably take a Voyager Classics Optimus Prime and turn him into a Nova Prime, but no, you just got to go ahead and take that Generations mold and fuck that up even more by making a very small Nova Prime.
I'm guessing it's one of those things where they just didn't have the. See, I think at least this one, I'm with you. I mean, I have no interest in this either, but at least this one makes more sense than the Leo Convoy one, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, oh god, yeah.
What's he gonna cost?
It's like, I don't know. It's
gonna be absurd.
Is it?
Why the fuck does anybody pay for this stuff?
It's a collector's club, so it's like $300, I think, for the membership, and then you get these figures.
I don't understand. I remember I was listening to you guys. I remember I was riding home on my bike from work one day. I remember I started cracking up. I'm going uphill, and it got me up this horrible hill. Matt was bitching about how his fucking figure just never came. Like, he's a member of the club, and I think this is the last time he did the membership. And he was just miserable about it. I mean, because they don't even put them out on time, right?
No, they're usually late.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Why the fuck would you spend that much money on this garbage?
No idea.
Because there's love, and that's kind of why we love Matthew on this show, is because he has genuine love for the franchise. Whereas some of us, like, you know, like where Bobby, you have a better chance of hearing Bobby say, you know what? I may be losing my hair, but I'm going to grow it out and make a ponytail. And then I'm going to buy this entire wave of deluxe class figures from Hasbro.
Oh, what if I just rock the back? Like, you know, because like my hair, like, you know, it still grows, but it's just thin as fuck on top. But if I like rock the back ponytail, like the ring around the rosy hairdo with just like the fucking back.
Oh yeah, man! Work in the front, party in the back.
I'm with Robert, and I know that Deluxe is one of those guys that's like, you know, I just love Transformers. I love Transforming toys, and I don't give a fuck, and that's cool. But like, if you're not like that, just that passionate about it, because Deluxe buys everything. He talks about money bags, but if anybody's seen his haul this week, enough said. But like, I don't see, unless you're like collecting these for like resale value, I don't see the allure at the price point. Like the Combiner Wars stuff, I see the allure. It's not for, I mean, like, okay, it's not for me, but like, okay, so like this original mold, not for me at all. The Orion packs, I shot it, in solid unit. but like,
I blew it up.
I don't even see the allure of that one, but like, I especially don't see the allure of it at $60 on average a figure. You know what I mean, or whatever these end up averaging out to.
Yeah, see, for me, like I actually like the Orion Packs mold. Like I don't have any reason to own it. I just think it's cool. I do like the transformation. I actually think the Nova Prime, I think he looks pretty cool. I don't think he's fitting of like the Nova Prime name, but I think he looks cool. If it was $20, I would have like the same draw to, well, not $20. I mean like 15 or $12, whatever your average quote unquote deluxe is going for anymore. It'd be the same draw I had to like off-road and Alpha Bravo. Like, yeah, whatever. I'll get it. I like the aesthetic.
It's a safe investment, yeah.
Right, but it's at 60 or whatever they are, sometimes more expensive. Yeah, it's just like it's just way out there. I think I actually really appreciate like the Leo convoy they have there. I actually think that like aesthetically in robot mode he looks pretty cool. Like the colors look nice. It's no doubt I can see who they want it to be, but I don't understand why you would make them a truck.
Exactly.
So,
that's the thing. Like for me, like I'm not even a Leo convoy. I don't even know who the fuck he is, right? But I know he's a fucking lion.
Yeah,
I do know that.
Exactly. Leo Convoy.
And like I can't imagine if somebody was like, dude, Leo Convoy, that's my prime. Like whoever that guy is, wherever he may be, I can't imagine him being happy with this. Yeah. Because like if this was, if let's say this was a mold of I don't know, Brainstorm and Dead End is my guy. Like he is my favorite Transformer. And they were like, here's the club exclusive, it's Dead End, and we're using the Brainstorm mold. I'd be like, what the fuck? I wouldn't jump in balls deep. I'd be like, why the fuck would they do this? And I get that the club has restrictions. I'm not even blaming them. But if it's one of those things where the money stops, people are going to change the way they do business. I don't understand the fan appreciation of this stuff.
Well, I don't know why they're bothering them. Think about it. What the fuck are they bothering paying for a license for when they could just be like any other third-party company? Because that's what they are. They're a third-party company.
Well, except they don't develop their own molds. They have
they're a third-party company that happen to pay off Hasbro. That's all, and they put out shit, and people pay it because it's official. But they're a third party, so if it's funny. It's a funny gray area. They're a third party. So what the fuck are they doing? Just fucking stop paying Hasbro and put out something nice. They're not going to bother you.
Or keep paying Hasbro and put up some other money and make something nice and charge a little bit more.
No, but Hasbro has standards. So if you're going to stay with the Hasbro standards, it has to be a piece of shit.
No, it doesn't.
I'm kidding. No.
So now you can send your hate mail to Robert D at Shadowcast.
Online at gmail.net. And
but yeah, I think we've donated enough time to this. It's congratulations to those people. Oh wait, we got one more. Fuck.
Yeah, it's this is the BotCon 2015. The second reveal. The first was Pack Rat, which was based on the Generations Rat Trap mold, and the second is Battletrap from the Generation Springer. And I said this before we went on the air, and I said this in our private chat. This thing looks like a knockoff Springer. It's like it should be made available at fucking Sir Toys.
I agree.
I actually really like this one.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, I like it.
I love the mold. I really do. I think that was one of like Hasbro's smash hits back in 2014. Like, was that Springer?
Doesn't that face look more like a Thundercat than any kind of Transformer?
I can see what you're saying when you say that, but no, I do still feel it's a good battle trap. I mean, aside from not being two separate vehicles and just being a triple changer,
See,
but like
it's kind of a deal breaker for me.
for me, it doesn't bother me so much. The way Springer's chest comes down perfectly looks like that helicopter. Like,
That's true.
I can give them. See, now this is like, okay, so I would like this, but this is like I would like a custom that somebody did, and like, hey, look, I made Battletrap. Like, this would not be something I would necessarily pursue.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But
I'm with you.
in terms of like, if I look at it like the creativity of the mold they selected and stuff, like, okay, you got a land vehicle, you got a helicopter, you got the chest that, you know, it kind of looks like G1 Battletrap with that gray bit there looking like the nose cone of the helicopter. Like, I will give them props that this is way more interesting than their stupid, whatever his name is, the rat trap thing. Trapdoor, or I don't know, whatever his name was.
It was just the fucking blue. It was just the blue rat trap.
Right, yeah, like
Sonic the
that's like
Hedgehog.
they're just like, what are we gonna do? Throw blue on it. Like, this one at least is like a creative decision on the mold. So
I can sympathize
Oscar.
there.
Yes.
Oscar, can you say "come at me, bro" with your like big dumb toy review voice?
Come at me, bros. Do it.
That's the face this guy's making.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, I would buy it, but I wouldn't pay no fucking $120 because that's probably part of the fucking gift set because it's part of the fucking Easter egg reveals.
For
So-
me, it was like when people were like, "Well, why can't we make Blitzwing into fucking flywheels? Is it
Yeah.
flywheels?
I think it was flywheels.
You know, for me, it's like I don't know. I guess everybody has like things they get hung up on, personal things they get hung up on. But for me, I'm like, man, like if it's a duocon, I want that shit to be two things that make one thing.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I agree. I actually really want to see like anybody, either Takara or like one of the third party companies actually do that, like, and make a legitimate duocon. But again, I still think it's creative in the bounds of what.
Hey,
TFCC
you know
is
what
able
third
to do.
party made some awesome
Yeah.
duocons? KFC. I own Hasbro.
But I think you're right, Justin. And I think that like if this was like just like they had a list of molds and they used all of them and this was on there, I agree that it is not the worst choice possible. I will concede to that fact.
I just wish they had more photos. It's just that one of just his upper body. So,
Well,
That's
I'm
all
sure.
they
what you're looking at already by looking at this video. I'm looking at 2 Voyager size eggs, so he was cramped in one of those.
They haven't had the time to get him on the dirty mat yet.
Yeah.
Why are they making Rat Trap smell his finger?
Oh God, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
So up next,
Come
speaking of very
my
last
finger.
laughable things, we all remember a while ago we announced that the GDO, I believe it stood for General Direct Order, if I'm right.
I don't know.
We're planning on releasing a Brawn figure based on the Transformers Prime bulkhead figure, the first edition bulkhead. Now, they released it, and I guess a limited amount. They ended up canceling the figure for mass production, and one of them obviously made it to eBay. And now I was trying my best to keep tabs on it, but 3 days prior to this auction ending, that figure was at $242.40 with 40 bids placed on it.
Yeah.
It ended yesterday at a closing price of $1,136.11 with 49 bids. 9 more bids elevated that thing $800 and up.
And some douchebag was like, "I sniped it. Yeah, I sniped it."
Yeah.
Oh,
We know that too well, Robert. You and I do, that's for sure.
somebody. So I'm reading some of the comments. So somebody needs to buy this, open it, and then use the head for a custom. Somebody else said, "All I think of when I see this toy is," and he posted a picture of the Goomba from the live-action Mario Brothers movie. And then it's so ugly. A lot of times I like ugly. Not this time. I hate this figure and the cloud.
Yeah, I can't believe that this is a thing. Period. Just I'm surprised at the crap out of me.
3 Quake Waves.
Yeah, I can't imagine that this sold for that. It's that fucking these fans. More power to them.
Its final auction price ended equal to that of 3 Quake Waves or 1 Hexatron add-on for the feet.
Yeah.
So.
Or what did you say? 2 Feral Rexes and an upgrade kit.
2 Feral Rexes and a TFC upgrade kit.
3 Utopias, guys. 3 Utopias.
You know, and I don't want to hear... And you know what? It was probably purchased at that absurd price by a fucking Hasbro fanboy who fucking probably rocks on third party like crazy. Like, they're just overpriced. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I've got to buy this. I'm going to buy this in my home.
Look how insanely disproportionate the head is to the rest of the body.
I mean, I'm
all over this.
I'm probably going to end up falling a couple of months behind on the mortgage, but worth it. Because I have status with this figure.
Mom,
I'm going to get it fucking graded and put it in the fucking condom.
Mom, rent's going to be late.
Don't shut off the power. And while you're at it, I need you to sell some of your stocks from work.
I had to fucking justify my collection to my older sister the other day. She's like, "What the fuck? Are you kidding me?" I was like, "Yeah, I got him for $425." I think Feral Rex, and she's like, $400. I'm like, "That's a fucking deal." she's like, "I mean, are they kits? Do you put them together?" And then this fucking guy, I can just imagine him. Well, he's not married. I mean, telling his mom, how do you justify this?
Because he sleeps in the same bed as her.
Let me throw this out as a story.
Just let me borrow this money and I'll make it up to you the way I know how.
I have a buddy of mine who's he's like a cool guy, like very like not into nerdy shit at all, very cool, responsible adult and the whole bit, but looks like he could have been like in his teenage years. Looks like he could have been like the boss member of some boy band, like just pretty boy, and cool. He came down into my basement once I got it all set up, and he just we've been friends forever. He just walked down. He was like, "Whoa, this is fucking stupid." It was awesome. Platinum Blaster and Perceptor. They might go for the same price as that Brawn on eBay, but they're getting reissued G1.
I once again don't understand why these Platinum sets keep doing G1 reissues that have already been done. I just don't get it.
I think it's kind of a nifty. I think it's a fucking nifty 2-pack. He's probably inside Blaster.
Get what I'm saying?
He's not there. He's not in the set. He's not included.
Oh.
Rewind.
Oh.
No, you get Eject, Steeljaw, Ramhorn, Perceptor, fucking magnifying plates for Perceptor to look at, and fucking.
Which is stupid.
And then Blaster, which is, I think it's cool, but I don't think
it's very cool. I like how they're selling it as an Intel Ops pack, because you have communications specialist Blaster and then Perceptor.
Yeah, it's a good pack. It's just that Blaster came out SDCC 2010 or 2012, something like that. Yeah. And Perceptor sat on the shelf with the Insecticons, just as long as they did.
Not me. Somebody's riding around on their dog, and it is not me.
But I just think I don't know. I mean, it's cool if you don't have it. Now you have the opportunity to. If I didn't have these G1 things and I was gonna get an updated whatever reissue, and there was no rewind, I'd be fucking pissed.
Well, you could probably buy a shitty rewind off eBay, or maybe a KFC ticket. Because you deserve it, baby. Don't be crap, baby.
But I don't feel like you should have to, especially for what this thing is going to end up running with the fucking Insecticons being $90.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Why not just buy a fucking transistor and...
Might as well just get the G1.
Look, when I got my G1 Insecticons, I got them off eBay, and I got them off eBay clean for 15 shipped one of them, 25 shipped the other. The most expensive one I paid was 32 shipped, and that's because he actually came with all his weapons and shit, and no peeling on the chrome. So, I mean, man, they got some balls, dude.
Takara Stunticons were shown.
This is actually really sweet.
I think they're okay, but I think the Motor Master looks really good. Like the robot repaint, like I think that color scheme is just 1,000 times better than the Hasbro.
Yep, than what we got. Yep. But then again, it's like we spoke about this in Japan. They got more competition, so they usually give them better paint apps and stuff. Although I just can't see any of those guys using those fucking armor leg assemblies as weapons. I think they're dumb.
And it looks like all the purple actually matches for the windows, which is a nice touch.
Nice.
So unlike Americans, we pay attention to what we do.
But I like this. I like these paint jobs. I think they look good.
Yeah, they are looking sharp, and you know, like I was in for the Superion Takara bin, but after I found out that we were getting both those figures, you know, here in the States as well, there was no reason to wait any longer. So, since we're on a streak here, MP Fire Convoy Doodles, wouldn't that be nice?
It would be for those like you know, it's one of those things. I wouldn't get this. This is outside of my realm of focus. But for those that are really into this, I'm happy for them because it'll obviously be a work of art. And
I watched RID Car Robots.
We just had Star Saber. It's like, come on, can we go back to the drawing board and do some more, like, you know, good G1 shit?
You understand, like in Japan, this is kind of their G1 too, though. Just like Star Saber was not their original. You know, they don't know. They probably don't. They don't know. They're aware now that Optimus Prime was Convoy, but to them it was, you know, this was possibly their first exposure to a convoy. So that's why they're probably, you know, acknowledging this, and they're probably still going off that fucking poll they made a while ago. Remember that?
Yeah, this might have been second place or something.
Yeah, so I mean, I watched Car RID. You know, I know Justin, you reviewed a few figures from that line, didn't you?
Yeah, I like Fire Convoy personally.
Yeah.
But,
I do too. So I mean, this would be neat, but again, it's the whole, you know, don't we have enough Optimus Primes out there?
Yeah,
let's switch it up. Let's do. How about a Jazz?
No,
hey,
how
about a Shockwave?
MP10 style Optimus Prime, and I want it to be turquoise and silver.
Well, you know I've been clamoring for that since day one. I mean,
we need another repaint, yeah.
You know, it's fucking.
You know, like, hey, let's do a Jazz, man. Hey, let's do a Galvatron. Let's do the sweeps.
Nah.
You know,
No, that shit gay, bro. What's wrong with you? Optimus Prime.
I mean, if they did the Constructicons, come on.
My God, don't. That fucking that is my dream. That is my.
Can you imagine that?
That like if they had a masterpiece Constructicon set where the Constructicons were all about the size of, you know, Lambo or whatever, and they combined and it was up to par of what I expect from Takara in terms of masterpiece. That is like my holy grail that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to do like the makeshift mathematics in my head because I got Wheeljack here, who is about the same size as Lambor. They were combined pieces, depending on how they're like. He would sit a little over 1 foot tall, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, like, and I know
a really nicey posable combiner.
I know it wouldn't be as big as some people would want Devastator to be, but I think it would still play out good enough.
Yep.
Where at least you could say, you know what, this might be actually what it would be more like, or you know what I mean. I really wish that would be something that would happen.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to start playing with some combiner technology with Star Saber, so maybe we'll see how.
Yeah, which is really what I'm really kind of excited to see how that's going to pan out. Because Victory Leo combining with him like looks sick on the show, so we'll see how that's going to work out. That's why I look at that Star Saber and I'm just like, you know, some people. He doesn't do it for some people like yourself. You're like you feel underwhelmed, but me, I'm happy with it, man. I am.
You know what's funny? Yeah, you know what's. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I didn't like him at first. I liked him at first, and then as I played with him, I'm like, you know, but he's actually pretty fun to play with.
Yeah, I think that like that's kind of been my thing with Star Saber. Like, Star Saber is a really well-made toy that's hard to notice how well he's made.
Yeah.
Like, because he just doesn't look. He doesn't look as good as he's made.
Because he has rocket pop arms.
Yeah, probably because he has rocket pop arms. We're waiting for Justin to come back. Justin walked away for a second. I know he wants in on this conversation.
Yeah, this is something that you two will probably expertise in.
But in the meantime...
Are we on the discussion now? Or are we...
Okay,
yeah,
yes we are. So our discussion for the week is review copies. Good, bad. When we say review copies, we're talking about YouTube reviewers getting copies of items, usually
the test shots
items, in advance, that aren't the final product, you know, and thoughts, comments, courtesies, and concerns regarding that.
I want to hear Justin's take on this.
Me too.
Well, the thing that just gets me, and it's especially, like I pointed out when we were talking about X-transbots earlier, like, there's people out there, they're like, yeah, and you can fix it by doing this. I'm like, yeah, but if the company's already said, like, this is going to be fixed, like, why are you wasting everybody's time with that? And it goes for all the test shots. Like, I think test shots are great. I think that they should be a private thing. Like, I don't think that they should be, you know, something that everybody out there is looking at and, you know, forming your opinion, because what they send as a test shot doesn't reflect the final product. So, you know, like, yeah, okay, Apollyon doesn't look bad. He's looking okay, and then all of a sudden, you know, the final product, he's a piece of crap with bad paint apps, and, you know, like, it's... I don't know. I really hate the practice, and I think test shots are fine for like a store, you know, like a product sample.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the fact that it's like, oh, you know, and just to name drop a few of the people that I enjoy watching reviews of, like, you know, Thu and Vangelis and such, like, getting it ahead of time.
Shout out
like,
to Thu, you sexy British bitch, you.
You know, I love watching their reviews, but at the same hand, it's like, I don't know if I can actually expect that as the final product when it's all done, you know? So, I don't know, it bugs me.
I think it's kind of counterintuitive. Like, I agree with you for the most part, but like, so here's my thoughts on it. I get the idea of you being so close to something that you need an outside opinion to figure out what the fuck is wrong with it. Mm. But that's rarely what we get with this shit.
Yep.
It's usually used as an advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the problem with that. People that are going to get this shit, they're trying to secure that relationship.
Right.
So if it's a piece of shit, they're going to have a really hard time telling you it's a piece of shit, because that's going to affect them getting shit early.
Mm-hmm.
That's problem one.
Mind you, I hate to interrupt, but I gotta add this. It's always easier to accentuate the positive and hide the negative.
Yeah, like some I would imagine, like, I don't know what that shit's like, but I would imagine that some of these fucking figures are hard to hide. But I mean, I've seen it done. I've seen it done with Kronos. I've seen it done with Ollie. I've seen it fucking done. And like, I've seen it done with Generations Metroplex, which I don't think is a piece of shit, but I think it has some major flaws, and I've seen it covered up like it never was there. But
conspiracy, man.
But my thing is like so what service is it actually doing? So if you send it, basically the only thing that these companies can really go off of, not to say that people aren't being critical of them. I haven't watched any of the Apollyon reviews, so I'm not commenting on the people that have made them. But what I am saying is this. I have watched similar things happen in the past, and I have seen it praised by the reviewer, and the only way to get the skinny on it is to go into the comments and see what people are saying that are actually looking at it with a critical eye.
Yeah, and it seems like it's happening more and more often. Like, every release that has any type of anticipation behind it anymore, there's these review copies. And then, you know, like, I don't know, it's so irritating to me.
And I can appreciate, like if, you know, if these companies are like, okay, we're going to send them the review copies, and then we're going to go read their comments and see what people are really saying. Because they've got to know that they're going to blow smoke up their ass. Like, you know, like, it just, I don't get it. Like, and like I said, I can appreciate someone being so close to a product that they can't see. I'm not going to say it. They can't see the flaws. So, so, but like if that's the case, get a hold of somebody that like in the fandom that's in your general vicinity that you could just walk that motherfucker over and say, take a look at this, tell me what you think. I'm taking it back.
I think I think the issue, I mean, the reviewers generally are speaking to the viewers, the fans, as opposed to the conversation should not be with the fans in the review. The conversation should be directed towards the company. And the viewer should take a more voyeuristic, obviously that's what they're doing anyway, but perspective. They shouldn't be speaking to the fans. They should be reviewing it for the company. It should be clear that's what they're doing. Then the company would gain more rep, and so would the reviewer. And the company should respond, even if it's in the comments, and then communicate to the fans, like, we've taken this stuff into account, thanks for your input.
Yeah.
But that's not the conversation that goes on.
It's funny because, you talk about how they should be, just reviewing the product instead of speaking to the fans. But at the same time, and I just got done watching like a plethora of videos the other day about like video game reviewers and the type of like, regarding Gamergate, but it's all about like the pseudo corruption and journalism, and it's like basically if like we talk about Chronos, we know there were reviewers out there that basically gave a very light-handed review of the toy with its flaws. They still tried to show it as positive, they try to accentuate the positive while you bury the negative, and what I've noticed is that basically is if let's say Bobby gets a test shot, a good example is PIA did a test shot review of every member of Feral Rex, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone. They were test shots. They were horrible. I mean, loose limbs out the ass and all this stuff. Like if that was the final review, I probably would never have cared to own those guys. But I kept telling myself, well, it's a test shot. It's a test shot. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, well, what if all these problems I'm seeing in the test shot aren't exactly addressed in the final version?
Yeah, right, because the reviewer is speaking to me, the viewer, it sounds like they're just trying to convince me that it's
like,
just
yeah, you should
shot.
buy that, man. You should just remember, Robert, it's a test shot. Leo Ducks isn't going to be that way. It's just a test shot.
And you should buy it from here.
Yeah, you should buy it from this place.
And that's another thing, like with it's a test shot. It's a test shot. It is the way to whitewash anything. That's the problem is. Oh, well, it's a test shot. I'm sure they'll take care of it. Like, well, you don't know that. You
have nothing to base that off of. Unless they sent you an email saying, this left ball joint is going to be a little loose. We are going to fix that. Like,
I think you saw that. Didn't we see that with, was it Giga or was it Fans Toys with the Sever or the, whatever the fuck, Thunder shit, whatever his name is?
I have no idea.
Thunder shit.
One of them, the
sounds
company
like someone had tacos.
Yeah, it was Gutter. I think they had someone. There was some kind of issue that they said, look, we know this is a problem. It won't be like this on the actual production one.
And that was cool. That was cool to see.
There was some stuff with Feral Rex too, where Pia did say, like, initially right at the gate, he was like, this they've already told me is going to be fixed, but like.
What I was trying to say earlier, though, is like when I mentioned a video game reviewers, is you have cases, and we may not know this for a fact how it works out with toy reviewers, but for video game reviewers throughout the whole Gamergate deal, some guys got exposed big time. Some guys that have sat there and they were exposed because, hey, you need to review this new MMO RPG game that we're going to release, but we're not going to send you the game. Nah, man, we're gonna go ahead and we want a fair, impartial review, but we're going to send you this $4,000 Alienware PC to game it on. So let us know how your review goes, and we need to make sure we're able to approve your review. Right. And the guy went through on it, and guess what? If the review wasn't up to par, he's going to send that $4,000 gaming PC back.
Right. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do? Everybody's human. Yeah. Like I don't know. It just seems like
I would love.
And another thing, like, things are so transparent now. In a matter of speaking, that, like, they're saying, well, this is the, like, and I once again, I haven't seen any Apollyon reviews, but they're saying this is just a test shot of Apollyon. This is just a test shot of Apollyon. But the moment that they're saying that, I'm getting
making excuses,
shit on my news feed of pictures from the factory with 1,000 fucking Apollons being packed up in a box. So don't tell me that's the fucking test shot. They might have told you it was the test shot, but that's it, Jack. Because the fucking shit is going in a box over in China, and I can see it.
Or my favorite one is when a bunch of the test shots were sent out, and then suddenly there's photographs on how to fix certain issues with the figure.
Well, see, that's
what irks me. Like, we talk about this because part of and I'm going to say now, we're calling this a Baldwin drop. When you get a box that size that Matthew got, it's called the Baldwin drop. You guys talked about SOAR and having to loosen screws. Like, dude, you just paid almost $200 for that. You shouldn't have to loosen a motherfucking thing. Because remember, and I'm saying this because we all agree, sometimes we go for third-party products because it's sometimes the superior, a lot of the times, it's the superior product compared to what Hasbro releases. So here's my question to this is, like, we get all these advanced review copies and shit, but why isn't anyone sitting there going, hey, man, I just pre-ordered Scoria, and now I got to take this shit apart myself to fix a fuck-up that they did?
Yeah.
I just blew $200, so I have to fucking crack open a toy? Are you out of your mind?
And maybe if these these third party companies would be like, look, we want this thing to be fucking critical because we're about 6 months out from production.
Yeah.
That would be different. But every time that we see the test shot, we already fucking know that fucking toy is 2 weeks coming. You know what I mean? Like,
not to mention some of the quote fixes to fix a biceps will involve you cutting some plastic that's already molded onto the toy. And now you're basically, what's the word I want to say here? It's not defacing. You're basically vandalizing this toy for the sake of getting the fucking biceps.
You're most definitely devaluing it. I mean, if you mess it up, then who's going to want to buy it?
Again, there's my counter argument, and it sounds like a petty counter argument when it's like, hey, I just paid $150 for this. Why should I fix this?
Yeah,
it sounds petty, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like for me, this money's hard to come by sometimes.
Right, I'm with you. I'm with you on that to an extent. Like, one thing. Like, okay, look, loose. You might notice the screws are a little too tight in the right forearm. A quarter turn on each, and you should be good to go. Okay.
But that comes from the manufacturer, though. Like,
right. But this is not, like, in my head, I'm thinking this is not a professional. This is not a professional company in the sense of this is their 9 to 5 necessarily. With 30 years of experience. So, like, that shit I can kind of turn a blind eye to, or at least say, you know what, I get it. But shit like SOAR's tabs breaking, that shit's unacceptable.
Yep.
Because that's just faulty.
Yep.
And that puts it kind of in a different realm for me.
Well, one thing I want to say, I mean, in terms of credibility of a reviewer, if as a reviewer you make that excuse for saying, well, this is a test shot, so this is loose here, or this doesn't work, and I'm sure they're going to fix it. If that statement's not based on some communication you've had with the manufacturer, you're full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
But then again, they can't sit there, to sit there and make the claim of, like, you take someone on the scale of, let's say,
you're fucking lying to people.
Well, hold on a second. If calm down. Fuck, the butthurt flows through you so much, you shit all over me here. But let's say for Pia, for example, he got an Apollyon test shot. I don't know if he did or didn't, whatever. Let's say he gets it, and he makes a statement. I'm not taking pot shots against Pia. I love this stuff. He gets this Apollyon figure, and then he sits and he goes, well, I review, I messed with this guy before the review, and I got a hold of the company, and they said they're going to take care of these issues, they're going to resolve these matters, and, the figure should be great. The toy should be fine. And let's say none of those concerns were addressed. And, I think it's safe to say he's one of the big boys when it comes to reviewing. That kind of looks bad on him too now. So, like, if I'm going to watch a PR review, he's going to say that, and then nothing was done. I'm going to be like, yo, he's full of shit.
Yeah, I would, and if I was him, which I'm not, but if I were, I would come right back out with the final production product and be like, this was not changed. And as a result, it's inferior as opposed to superior, to quote the 86 movie.
But if you're not picking up the final product yourself as a reviewer, you were just in it for the free toy.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And the problem I think with this is like it's sponsorship made worse. Even I mean like I feel like your 10% discount or a thing sent to you for free periodically by TF Source is not going to be ruined by saying something's not great. I feel like TF Source and whatever should want that to be honest to their customers. We're
just using TF Source as an example. This isn't a P out.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I mean,
We
the
love
only reason
PR.
I use it is because there's big name people I do watch that I can they do these practices of the test shots and stuff. But yeah, like I was saying is yeah. So now you got the companies directly. I'm pretty sure sending these test shots. It's a whole different ball game at this point. It's worse at this. It's sudden death, so to speak, in terms of, So
and
yeah,
And some of these guys I never heard of.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to be. I'm not even necessarily putting 100% blame on anybody. I think it's just fucked up all around. I think it's just a bad practice. But it's hard to be 100% unbiased when it's not your fucking money on the line.
Right, exactly.
I shot I shot the shout out to John Garringer one more time. I shot the Megatron review that he sent, and I initially gave it a lot more glowing remarks, and I was putting it together and I was listening to it and I was like, I don't fucking feel this way, but I didn't pay for it, so I don't have the same. It wasn't my $50. My $50 is more than an hour's work. So is it worth me working for 2 hours to get this fucking thing? Or whatever, however much. I don't think so. And it's hard. So I sympathize with them, but at the same time, you have a fucking responsibility. And I know that sounds shitty, but it's fucking true. And I do too, and so does Justin, and so does Oscar. It's different for Oscar because Oscar's responsibility is to entertain me. But
Mission accomplished.
Absolutely. But it's they have a fucking especially these guys that get these toys early. These guys that whatever. I'm not hating on them, but they have a goddamn fucking responsibility to tell the truth and to fucking their responsibility is not to sell the product. It's to
You're fucking
help
with my
me
wallet.
decide if I want to buy the product.
Yeah, and that's exactly my thought too. Is when if I were blessed enough to get these test shots, I'd be like, look, this is a problem. If it's resolved, I hope it's resolved, but we can't promise that, And frankly, yeah,
Look,
I would be hoping I'm telling you it's worth investing your money or not, for my own credibility.
Yeah, but I'm sure if you got an early test shot, your conversation would be more with the manufacturer in your review, and your viewers would be watching you do that. You wouldn't be selling it to them one way or the other.
Well, that'd be the right way of doing it.
Yeah, you'd be like, okay, this is supposedly a test shot, so I'm going to point out the issues. Hopefully they fix it.
Mm-hmm.
To anybody out there,
for the sake of let's go ahead and just make this clear now. We're not calling dog on any reviewers. We mentioned PIA and stuff. I'm a fan of PIA. We
general statements.
Yeah, they're just general statements. We're not trying to start a hashtag Toygate.
No.
Stupid.
Here's the thing. I'm going to give this one to you for free. If you're listening to this show and you're thinking about becoming a reviewer, here's your angle, and I guarantee you will see results. You make one video. That video has 5 toys that you think are extremely well done, and 5 toys that you think are okay, and 5 toys that you think are a piece of shit. You list them, you show them, you explain why. It may be a long video. It may be a 20-minute video. It may take you a while to do. It may take a while to edit and all that. You publish that video. You copy that link and save it. Every video you do from then on out should take 5 seconds. Show robot mode, give that bitch a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Cut to alt mode, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, have a blank screen that says overall, and then cut back to just your hand with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Scroll to credits. And in the description, have a link to your fucking sensibilities regarding figures. And you can just call that shit like, Roman Emperor or Gladiator.
Caesar calls it.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Thumbs up and thumbs down. That's a good angle.
And then everybody knows, like, okay, I'm just gonna check this guy. His video is gonna take me 5 seconds to get into. I know what he likes. I know what he doesn't like. I know what he thinks is okay. I can base my opinion off of it, and it would take you fucking minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick.
Although trademark on the Caesar angle, Shadowcast.com.
Yeah,
5%
we do own the name, just not the concept. It's like you're gonna have a third party review.
Shut up.
Anyway, real quick before we get off, let me go around and ask everybody some reviewers that they watch, big or little. We'll start with Oscar.
Obviously, there's you and Justin. I do watch PIA as well. Sometimes TG Omega, for the hell of it. Bolt Matrix, because I've actually had some personal conversation with him. Really stand-up guy, and congrats on you, dude. He was also a new dad recently. I used to kind of watch Vangelis' stuff, but it kind of feels like, like there's a radio DJ doing it, and I want to be like, just get back in the booth, bro. You're coming back from commercial break. Yeah. But yeah, it's about those. Also Thu's awesome Transformer reviews. Basically, because here's where I want to talk about Thu real quick. The other guys I just mentioned before Thu, very stationary, floating hands. Thu puts his face in that screen while he's holding a toy, and he literally is overall positive. And even though when he's negative, it's kind of created, and of course he nails that entertainment angle. Like if I ever had to give someone credit for the way I try to do my regular entertaining reviews, it's him. I would give him because he's inspiring. Because hey, look, man, he sat there and he tried to really talk good about Fall of Cybertron Bruticus, but he was just like, the color palettes skittles, and it's like, there you go. Like, hey, look, man, that's a straight up honest review. Like, he really wants to like it, but he's kind of finding more faults than he is good. Like, hey, but we finally got this, whatever. That's fine. Whereas regular two-handed reviews with transformation sequence, blah blah blah, watch, rinse, repeat. No disrespect to you and Justin, but it's like there's that, and then there's that other zone of reviewing that I like is the entertainment angle of it, and that's why I dig through.
Right.
So, just to speculate.
Robert.
All right. Who do I go to? I got Skullface. I have T2RX6. I mean, obviously, that's kind of how I got to know you guys. Right. Watching your reviews and then tracking you down like a fucking stalker. I used to like the Big Dumb Toy review, but I don't know where the fuck that went.
Just keep talking shit, bro. I'm drunk. Said dick pics.
I also used to like Greg's reviews. I did. I mean, they weren't fancy.
That's probably the most creative titled reviews ever. Chronicles of a Man-Child. And
dude, I tried to get him to do reviews like the past year, like on and off. And but my angle with him, I only wanted him to review pieces of shit. Never anything good. Like the guy just couldn't buy a good toy. Like every toy he bought was just a piece of shit.
Let me see. So yeah, T2RX6, Bobby Skullface. Who else do I go to? I mean, I'm a bit of a masochist, so I will watch some Ben's collectibles. I'm like, oh yes, tell me how wonderful
you, Ben. We love you, Ben.
We love you, but tell me how great and shiny that piece of shit is, please. I'm sorry, it's my opinion. I'm entitled.
No, you're welcome to it.
I do like Emgo. I think he's very entertaining. I like him. I think he's a nice person.
I like how you lagged.
I love Skype.
Like Skype was like, I don't.
It was lagging on. It was entertaining.
Skype disagreed with you there.
Skype disagreed.
Like, hold on, Robert will be right back. You have to go back in time real quick.
I really stopped watching a lot of the guys. I stopped watching a lot of them. But I think that's basically it. That's who I go to.
What about you?
Oh, I like John Garinger.
There you go. You
like John Garinger?
Yeah, I'm going to be checking him out. I'm going to have Bobby send me a link to that guy.
John did a great comparison of all three third-party Predakings. You know, he really spent a lot of time on it, a lot of work, and I liked his analysis. You
Nice.
know, he does a really good job, and he's very honest, and he goes on these rants that are pretty entertaining. You know, and in all fairness, Bobby's entertaining too, Oscar. We like his skits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I'm
I'm
sorry,
not-
I missed that. That was really rude of me. But
No.
the skits are funny,
Stop it,
especially with the
stop it.
cross-eyed.
Stop it. Yeah, the cross-eye one, that shit was funny.
I fucking I hate the sound of like of utensils going across a plate. It is so and this dude's doing it in spades. He's like, it's like you can make him stop.
Did you make that up though? Because you actually looked genuinely skeeved out by this guy trying to fork onto your plate.
Yeah, no, it was all preconceived.
You don't actually have a phobia of people with crossed eyes.
No, not really. I do. Well, here, like, I do have a phobia of the social awkwardness that can sometimes be involved with cross-eyed.
Which eye do you look in? Which eye do you look in?
Exactly. Or like recently, I had a guy walk into a room that's kind of cross-eyed, and I swear to God, he was looking at me. I swear to God, and he was like, "Okay, brought it back for you," and I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And he reached into his pocket and he threw this set of keys, and I fucking freaked out, like the kid who doesn't play sports that tries to catch the ball. I was like, "Whoa!" And but he totally threw him to like a guy 2 seats down from me. But anyway, Justin, what about you?
Outside of being self-serving on the list of people I watch,
I watch myself.
Yeah. Only reviewer I give a crap about. No. No, I do. You know, your Thews, your Evangelists. Some of the older guys that I absolutely adored watching their videos don't seem to make them much anymore. Like, I don't know if you guys know Ray. I Love Mess. He did a lot of G1 Transformers reviews.
Oh,
Cool
right.
guy.
A lot of Beast Wars stuff.
Yeah, I like watching his stuff. Like it's 1985, Exilian XLR, good guy. Yeah, so lots of good reviewers out there.
I don't watch many reviewers. I used to watch more before I started reviewing, and then like the more that like my thing kind of became about like being brutally honest, the less I watched other people's shit. Just because I didn't want it to be at all influenced.
Exactly.
But I watch Justin's shit just because I think that Justin's approach to it is different than anyone else's, and I think it goes overlooked. It's just I think it's a very analytical look at something. It doesn't even like whether or not he loves it or hates it doesn't come across 100% in how he reviews it, which I think is just interesting because like it's the exact opposite of me. Like I can't hide how I feel about something. So I just watch it because it's interesting for that. I watch the only other reviewer that I watch every video of his, regardless if I have any connection to it whatsoever, is this guy Anthony's Customs. And I only watch his shit after the only time I don't watch it is if he's reviewing something that I know I'm going to review, because we just have a very similar sense of things, like the way that we kind of appreciate or whatever different shit. It's just very, very similar. So like a lot of times I won't, if I know I'm going to review it, I'll wait and then I'll review it and then I'll go back and watch his.
Yep, that's what I almost always do because I'd rather have my own opinion. Again,
Right.
I'm biased. But
Right.
there are people that I want to see their stuff, you know? Like, same goes for your stuff. Like, you know, I think you put your Star Saber review out before I actually made mine. I'm like, well, I have my own opinions. You know, now, there's some things in your review I didn't notice on my Star Saber till I saw your review. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But on the same hand, like, I didn't want it biased by how you felt about
Right.
them, you know? So.
And I usually just go back to, like, if I review something, I'll go back to check his reviews, usually just to see what we had in common. Because it's usually like 90%. But he doesn't do hardly any Transformers ever. So it's also a nice break. And then the only other Transformer review, if
He does some amazing custom stuff.
Oh, fuck yes.
Oh my god.
And when it comes to third-party stuff that I have no plan on buying whatsoever, I've already pretty much made my mind up. I'm not getting it. I will watch Piao's review of it. because I think for the most part, Piao doesn't. He'll say whether or not he likes something, but he really is, I think for the most part, just trying to show you its capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's done. Like, he doesn't, I don't think he gives too much of an opinion, which is not the way that I do business, but I can appreciate that it's the way that he does his. And then I'll watch Lazy Asa. He's this Australian dude, and I think that he is a pretty honest reviewer. So if it's something that I'm not interested in, or if it's something that I'm just curious what he has to say about it, I'll watch him. And that's pretty much it, for the most part. I'll watch some like specialty things here and there, but for the run-of-the-mill stuff, that's it. So a couple questions, and we'll get out of here. I think we're running low on time anyway. So Kyle asked about the cinematic universe. We've handled that. Shout out to Kyle. My boy Feral Rahi, he asked, and he was asking, his basic question is, what third-party repaints would you want for TFCon exclusives? Since we've talked about how a lot of TFCon exclusives of third-party stuff hasn't quite been the bee's knees, so to speak. What would you want, or what would be a treat? Can anybody think of any off the top of their head, or do we want to address this next week also?
Address it next week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good question. Let me have some time to think about that one. So
I am gonna. I got a question for him. Are you coming to Charlotte? So let me know. And
he hasn't answered.
Okay.
No.
I will say off the top of my head, I would like a Great Shot exclusive from the MMC Hexatron.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that. But we'll come back to this next week. We're gonna get our thinking caps on for this shit. This is my fault for not putting it in the notes earlier. Daniel L has a question just for Oscar. Are you going to MegaCon this year?
Sadly, no. I've been kind of injured on the sideline since February, so that was a plan to go, but no, it ain't happening, sadly.
And our good buddy Brink, this is why we didn't include this in the show notes, because we're going to... he's been a pretty big supporter and a good friend of the show. He asks, DX9 add-ons, what are your thoughts? So we'll go around round table. T2RX6.
They're add-ons. I mean, they're your thing, sure. Why not?
Are you going to get them?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't write the DX9 add-ons for Megatron.
Yeah, no. I mean, the thing is, like, I said I like the mold, but I don't like it enough that I even want to spend more money on the mold,
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oscar.
I think it's pretty sweet, but it's I don't have that mega. I have the Armada. I look at the Armada and it's like, yeah, $45-$50 is fine. I don't need to spend, what is it, like 40 for pre-order on that thing now?
Is it?
So yeah, I know it's not cheap. It's about the same price for a Perfect Effects awesome upgrade kit for the Combiner War figure. So, yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
Robert.
No, I don't have either Megatron mold, and I don't want it.
Because you hate America.
I hate America. I fucking hate those molds. I'm very sorry, but that's just my opinion. And I'm in on Apollyon, and I just hope he's horrible, and I'm gonna stare at him on myself. I want him to fucking do a slow dance to the ground every day. I want to just stare at him and laugh.
The Ollie
That's my
dive.
money. I want the Ollie dive.
Every day you got to come up and put his arm back on.
That's what I want. I don't know, but if I'm going to spend money on DX9, it's going to be Warren Pocket. That's all.
There you go. It's just basically ankle tilts, right?
Yeah. Ankles and like a cannon something. I don't know if it's like a cover or...
Ankle tilts are a big part of this guy's problem, but I don't think they're his biggest problem. If they would have made shoulders for him that didn't look awkward, that would have been a bigger thing for me. I think the funniest thing that you can do with your Hasbro Megatron is put him... Listen, everybody at home that has a Hasbro Megatron, stop what you're doing right now. Grab him and make him make the Y for the YMCA dance. And if you don't LOL... let me know. But that's what they needed to fix was the shoulder joints. And
I mean, doesn't this cannon look like a dog's penis?
There's a couple things that look like a dog's penis on that toy, but
Okay.
he actually has a red rocket between his legs. It's kind of sweet.
I'm sorry.
Red rocket.
But I think that I think that ankle tilts will definitely help. But I don't think it's enough. If it was ankle tilts in the shoulder, like a shoulder clip that you could put around that god awful shoulder joint, then I think that if I was going to keep that toy, I would get that set. Go ahead.
Really quick, Nick. Shout out to Nick. He usually he argues pretty fervently that this is third party's proper place. The add-on kit.
Yeah,
and it's a good point.
There's a number of people who feel that way. I'm sorry. I feel like you're one of those elitist people who.
Maybe we'll put that for discussion for next week. I'm going to type that in. Third party's place.
Proper place.
Third party's proper
place. Who is your proper place?
Real quick, Oscar, do you want to save this dispatch thing for next week, or do you want to?
No, we'll talk about it now real quick. So I was discussing with the other members of the show for a while now. I would like to better interact with you, the listeners, and to get your guys' official thoughts and stuff. Like, yeah, you could post it on Facebook, yeah, but at the same time, wouldn't you also like to have the opportunity to get your word out there on your thoughts on certain things? So we want to offer you guys this dispatch, and it's a simple, like, there's no need to buy anything extra or download an app. It's simple. If you have an iPhone or an Android, I'm sure there's a voice recorder option. And obviously keep your comments regarding something we covered in past episodes short. We don't want like a 6-minute long fucking statement. No, keep them short and email us those video files, and we'll be able to play them at the end of the show. And we all, as part of our way of thanking you guys, the listeners who's helped us this past year.
Audio files, not video.
Yeah, audio, not video. Yes, sorry, Justin. And we'll play them at the end. And after the end of every show, we'll have those audio files play at the end of the show, and that way you guys can just check it out. Obviously, let's not get race shit involved. I don't want people dropping N words and stuff like that, unless it's the word never.
Don't be fucking malicious. Period.
Yeah.
I mean. I think it's fair to say that whatever people submit is going to be considered. It's not just automatic.
Yeah. It's still subject to being edited in, and just because you submit it doesn't mean you are guaranteed to get played. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So let us know if you guys would like to do and take part in something like that. You can let us know on a Facebook page, or you could email us at shattercastonline@gmail.com. That is our email address, right? I'm not just.
Yes, shattercastonline@gmail.com.
Yeah. So let us know, man.
Making up an email address, am I?
Yeah, no.
That's your job, Robert. That's your job.
I'm pretty sure that's legit. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to find this fucking thing real quick. God.
So anyway, so what you could do is basically like the topics we schedule. Again, just to reiterate, the topics we talked about today, you could put your 2 cents in. You can still post your comment on YouTube or on our Facebook page. That's cool, man. But here, check it out. Other people that listen to the podcast are going to be able to hear your thoughts on this. And to be honest, I really don't see this being used that often on a lot of podcasts unless you're able to call in, and let's face facts. Sometimes those kind of sound like shit.
Yep. And we from the very beginning, we wanted to make this kind of for the people, by the people kind of a deal. So, what better way to include people than to actually have their voice on the show. So if you
yes, our Gmail is shatteredcastonline@gmail.com.
Correct. Okay, so let me handle these shout outs real quick. I want to give a shout out this week specifically to Min Ryan Willis. I caught him on Facebook with this quote: "This is now my favorite podcast about Transformers. Nothing but the truth. No sugarcoating and funny as hell. This is how real people talk, none of that fanboy crap. Once I added them, I dropped another Transformers podcast because they were boring in comparison. No contest, get me a magnet." And that wasn't posted to us or anything. It was like on something sideline that I happened to lurk and find. So I just wanted to give him a tip of the hat if he's listening. Thank you for the love. We feel the same way. That's exactly what we're going for. So, and for the rest, Third Party Unlimited. Shout out to Antoine. He runs Third Party Unlimited on Facebook. For the next shout out, Greg never let me shout this out before because he didn't want to make it seem like it was self-serving. But now Greg is gone. so we can do what we want. Greg runs a small company with his wife, and it's called K&G Toy Biz, and they make these plushies. Robert has some. I've seen them at TF.
They're awesome. I love them. They're so collectible. I swear to God. And I've been saying this in the beginning, and I got teased about it a few times, and I don't give a shit. They're so awesome. I fucking love them. I have them. They have their own shelf. Sometimes I'll prop them up in front of their counterparts. They're like not a disappointment. They're like a really cool addition to your collection. Like they really are.
So check out K&G Toy Biz BIZ on Facebook. Check out our Twitter buddies at Real Robot and at fearcorpse.com, www.plasticfreak.com as well. WK Toys and I Am Ratchet Toys for your third-party, first-party G1 needs. Shout out to third-party Transformer Crashers run by our buddy Yule. Good dude, good source of news for third-party stuff. And also
amazing mustache, just amazing.
And the black rainbow. He knows what I'm talking about.
Ew.
Actually, I'm gonna let everybody know.
Talk about butt hair, bro. That's gross.
No. I'm gonna let everybody know. If you get the chance, if you get the chance, check out Yule's hairline.
On his butt.
It's on his head. It's fucking epic. I would kill for a hairline like that. And it looks like a black rainbow sitting on his forehead.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy. Justin and I, and now Robert, don't have to worry about that because we have memes of glory.
Check out tfprototype.com
on our bus
and TF Prototype on Facebook. And my buddy Lenny, good dude, Decepticon, facebook.com/Decepticon and facebook.com/groups/third-party addicts.
Third-party addicts.
So, with that being said, Oscar, take us out of here.
So, as always, you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. We are everywhere. As always, you could just, Google us, Shattered Cast Uncut, and also check out our Facebook page. More importantly, show us some love, hit us with a like. Don't be scared to go ahead and drop us a 5-star review on iTunes as well to bump us up there and let the other people know that, hey, we're still in the game. And, well, frankly, we're just better than them. So, until then, for the sake of Primus, please collect responsibly and be good to yourselves and each other.
Love you, Matt.
Shut the fuck up, Chip.